Hello and welcome, this is Donna. I want to share with you today a custom journal for Cara's Corner. She reached out to me on Instagram and I am thrilled, so excited. I was in a slump and I really needed to create something. I mean, I've been working on stuff, but you know how you, sometimes you're just not going into your room to create and you're allowing, you know, the day to just kind of pass you by. But I'm good and I am thrilled to share this with you. This is a bag that I made for this journal. Now the prompts that she gave me were shabby chic, blue, pink, mint green, vintage French ephemera, and this is what I come up with. This bag is made out of an upholstery fabric with lots of little extra laces and buttons, and it pulls together and it fits like a glove on this book. Snug, I would say. So I would like to get right into the flip through. I'm going to use this as an aid. This is a piece that I made a little while ago and saved, and I just need to save it for what it fits. And I do that a lot. I will make a spread or a couple of journal pages, or you know, even mass make tags and think, well, the right thing will come along. Well, this was definitely the right thing. I think the image fits perfectly. An antique photo album book. This is a digital print. The digital prints that are used in this book are from Ruby&PearlXO. Who else? Sam Poole, of course, and then also Dusttoroses, Cassie, and there might be some more too, and I will definitely link them down below and mention them. This flips over. So here's the actual book, and it is early 1900s. And it was obviously loved. It's rather faded. And this is the spine that I did. It is an open spine, and this, I'm still on these open spines. I love them. And they were, I originally saw one from Ruby&PearlXO with lots of velvet here. And as I flip this over, there's vintage wallpaper through this, lots of lace work, lots of sewing, and then I just used a part of a handkerchief and repaired it, and buttons too. Buttons were another things that she liked. And this I made from piano player paper, and I glued it down to this lovely bag and I ran it through the embosser, and I just thought it made a lovely little holder for these vintage papers that are from a French magazine. So there's those. And we'll flip through the book. The wallpaper that I love to use, I have a lot of that. Here you can see so many different laces and trims that I've used. These are music booklets. The color was perfect for what I was doing here. Just more of that dotted Swiss. And sewing right over the silk ribbon and the velvet ribbon with a embroidered applique. This is a French prayer card. The French ephemera, most of it I think that's in here is from French billet doux. I love this paper with the gold on it. I did try very hard not to fill every page and leave places to be able to be journaled, like secret little spots like this on the back of this card. That's another digital kit. And here is a tuck spot with vintage wallpapers. The washi tapes are Ruby and Pearl, amitybloom. This is a tag that also has a tuck, and this is a bridge card, I'm pretty sure. Fun stuff. Crazy colors too. Ledger papers. I did a video, a tutorial on how I embellish some ledger papers. It's an old one. It's way back there. But if you're interested, this ledger paper, I will see the date later. Vintage wallpapers that I have. Folded that down, decorated it, and I think that might be a printable. I don't know. You know, when you print on linen paper, sometimes it's hard to tell whether then it's original or you know, the real thing. And then if you have such a collection, you sometimes start to question what's what. So this is a beautiful French letter. The stamp. I can't make the yeah, I can't make the date out, but it was starting to tear there. I love how a letter paper was repaired. Look at this. I didn't do that. Isn't that so wonderful? And here we go. Oh, it's actually an invoice. 1860 something. But really, to take the time to repair a piece of paper, just fantastic. So that goes in there. This is the back of a music book, digital. And these cards are from Kathy Holden's new ephemera packs, and I also purchased some of her new papers too. I think there's some paper in here. They're beautiful, beautiful stuff. This lace was off of a antique dress. I love it. I was able to use these old Tim Holtz clips, and I attached them to this pin and wanted to include some lace samples and some velvet. See, there's the back of that music page. I copied some images of papers that I have, and there's the amitybloom washi tape again. Here is more vintage wallpaper and this wonderful embossed border wallpaper. You could use this in so many ways. It'd make great pockets. Some more of that. Ledger, is that 1940 or 1840? I know this ledger's super old. I don't think it's my farm ledger, but yeah. 1890. Okay. And then here we have some papers that I included. I love working with these papers. They're just beautiful. I think they're Italian. And then this was gifted to me, a larger piece of it, and I cut it up and shared it. And I also used it on some stuff in here. It's gorgeous. It feels so wonderful. Stick those on there. A collage work that I did. Lots of sewing and things like that. Oh, here's cold cream label and a card with the birds on there. Oops. I'm just going to put these aside. There's another one of those pages. I had to see if I was still recording. I've tried to record this a couple of times. There's a collage I did, and lots of places to write. More of the music sheets. This is a French letter. The writing is so tiny. I'm trying not to make it dizzy, but wow. The paper's beautiful. Like I said, all the French stuff came from French Biadou, Marie, on Instagram. That silk ribbon that I love so much. This is a tuck that I made by using an embossed paper. I think it was a digital. And in here I have another French religious paper. Beautiful image, gorgeous color. Here is Sam Poole's it's not her latest kit, but it's pretty new, when she made these beautiful photos using the peonies. And so I did print it on photo paper, and I made a bag out of it by using brown paper and embellished it with ribbons and laces and buttons. And here's a little journaling card. Oh, there's that brown paper. And then over here we have a seam binding label, a vintage one, and another Kathy Holden card, along with a glassine bag that I filled with mother of pearl buttons and some other little fun stuff. This particular music sheet, I think the color's fabulous. It really lent itself to, you know, using it as a great page. And I made a little tiny little pocket here with more of those lovely cards, embellishments. There we go. Oh, this flipped over. And this is my that wallpaper that I love so much, and the gold just really pops when you glue it together with something else and run it through the embosser. I wouldn't dare, you know, like the piano paper, you know, I wouldn't dare run it through without, you know, making it sturdier. And I did that by using the music sheets. This is a French invoice, beautiful, 1901. So this apparently, you know, it could have been 1910, and that just tucks right in there. Oops. More of the botanicals. I love botanicals. The labels are Tracy Fox, I'm pretty sure. I just I print them off and I cut them all up while I'm watching TV, and I have them in a big box, so they're readily available. And tearing that washi tape and using it as a collage was really fun. Love that paper. This is a rural New Yorker. So as a receipt for a newspaper from the 1930s. These are, I think, bridge sheets, and then another printable with lots of sewing. This card is an advertisement. It's for shoes, and standard screw fastened. Wow, try them. I bet they're fabulous. Isn't that great? The color's fabulous with the rosy pink and then the creams, and I thought it went really well with the shabby chic. Oh, and of course that's more wallpaper. I recently started cutting out roses out of this vintage rose book I have, and I've been using a lot of the fussy cuts to make all kinds of fun stuff. For instance, I folded up this piano paper and was able to make a tuck on both sides and use that there. Ledger. This is a beautiful double-sided embroidery pattern. This is another one of these special pages that I had saved, and I have an embossed envelope, a very pretty envelope with a beautiful pattern. And this is a beautiful little ladder that was in a book that I had that was 1800s, and it reminded me of if you had a yearbook, and there were all these lovely little sentiments and letters to this woman. I think her name was Anna. And so I've been saving those little letters. And there's the center of that signature. Oh, I forgot to show you the other signature center. It has a crown and a cameo and a heart. And then this one has, it's just a sparkly cameo, and I think that might be a Tim Holt or something. And the collage over here is done with a paper napkin and lace work and the buttons again. And this is a photo it's a French photo of this sweet, happy woman in her garden, must be, with her beautiful outfit. I will tape this part right there. Oh, and the amitybloom washi tape. And I made a belly band at the bottom to keep this in place. And this is how I made this. Was I stacked a whole bunch of different laces and really thin linen, and I just cut a heart around it, and then I sewed it down with some seam binding. And I love this antique button with the star pattern on there. And so I can just pull this out, and this is a page from a antique French fashion magazine. You can make a sweater. There's a pattern right there, if you can read it. I want to learn French so badly. I'm, you know, since my stroke, I'm not just able to grasp the language. So, well, anyways, there we go with that. And more ledger. And the other side of that music sheet with the application of the fussy cut roses, some extra papers, 19 whatever, and then a embossed piece of really nice paper. This is another tuck that I made with a napkin, and another card, a piece of vintage wallpaper with the colors that I know that she likes. There's that green and the blue, and beautiful, beautiful paper. Another digital. I made a collection of millinery fabrics, or flowers, sorry, with some seam binding, just as a little decorative element right there. And so I want to show you, this is a napkin. Excuse me, it's not a napkin. It is a handkerchief, and it's beautifully embroidered. And what I did was, I took the handkerchief. If you had it in the square, I would pull one end down and put it here, and I slid it onto the paper and pulled the other end down and adhered it. So it's almost folded in half. I'm hoping you understand what I mean. And so it makes a really cool double pocket on a page. I embellished this with the Kathy Holden ephemera piece with a beautiful little mother of pearl button. I'm still using that dotted Swiss that I have. This is another one of those lovely letters to Anna. This is a Sampool haberdashery label, and I wanted to put some samples of some ribbons and lace in that. I love those. And the tiny Tim Holtz paper clips. Here we have, oh, that fell on the other side, off the other side. So these sweet little, they're really thin, they're not even cards. And another tag, another place to write. That gorgeous green on that music booklet. More Botanical. Here we have the other side of that blue pocket. This has vintage paper to write on, and then this is a Sears Roebuck grocery department. Send for our free grocery price list. So the prices are great to read. It's hard to read, but it still is pretty fun when you can buy imported mushrooms for 10 cents. Very funny. really. And on the back is this person did their little grocery list, and they spent $19 on groceries. Wow. In 1917. So that's a find. That's a fun one. And so that tucks right back in there. Lots of lace embellishments again. And we come to the back. This is a French recipe. I just love this. The handwriting is stunning. And the only part I could really figure out is that it took 10 minutes to prepare this dish. So I'm hoping that you enjoy that. The velvet, still love the velvet. And the last part of this is on the back cover. The wallpaper, and this is a sample of lace and that really wide silk blue ribbon that I have, some flacked velvet, more flacked velvet, more ribbon, and this is a Kathy Holden paper out of her paper pack. So I really, really hope you enjoy this, Cara Mia. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I absolutely love your channel, and this has really helped me get back into my